I can't believe this has happened again. Another young person, relatively young, at least in my opinion, dies and is not found for 3 days in a workplace. I cannot believe this has happened again. And it just goes to show, and I'll get into the facts here in a second of what went on, but it goes to show like people are asleep at the wheel at places of work. Like, what the heck? So this person was not found for 3 days. This is what happened, and I still can't believe this has happened again. So a 39-year-old man, this happened in Indiana, decides he's going to go to the gym and go get a tan. He goes into, like, I guess they have a separate room where the tanning bed is, the door shuts, it's like a whole separate little area. He goes in, you think you're going to be safe. It's a public gym, nice. They have all these other little healthy options. You can, well, not that I think this is a healthy option, is getting an indoor tan. I wouldn't really recommend that anyway, but he goes to get a tan, maybe he's low in vitamin D. I don't know. So he goes to get his tan and he never comes out. So his family starts to report him missing. I mean, he goes missing. Okay, day 1. He goes to get a tan, doesn't come home. Okay, well, maybe he went and met some friends, went out to dinner. You get it. He probably went shopping, or he's out late with some friends. Day 2, still not home. I mean, maybe he spent the night at his friend's house. Like, this is family thinking, at least what I would imagine I would think anyway. I don't know if they really thought this, but this is what I would think if my 39-year-old family member didn't come home. Oh, he probably just hung out at his friends and stayed the night, and he'll probably be home later today. Day 2 goes by. Day 3, still not home, still hasn't come home from going to the tanning bed. And it was interesting too, because for some reason, I think he kind of had an interesting past because he had an ankle monitor on. So I guess investigators were able to see where exactly he was. And he went into the gym, went into the tanning bed room, and never came out. They could track it from the ankle monitor. So I guess someone that worked at the gym, there's kind of different people that work there said you know what I'm going to say. It's just like this other case I talked about, that they smelled something awful. And so they went into the area, the room, opened the door in the tanning bed, and he's in the tanning bed, and he has passed away. He's been there for 3 days in a tanning bed at a very, very busy, well-known public gym. You just wonder, how can that happen? Now, I'm not saying that the gym or the tanning bed is the problem here. That's not the problem. I mean, obviously investigators are still trying to figure out what happened here, because usually tanning beds, you go in, the average is, at least for safety, 20 minutes, usually no more in a tanning bed is what most people should do if they're going to do that. I would only recommend that for health. If you're living in an area far north, you're not getting a lot of sun, you've got a clinically low vitamin D level, then yeah, like being in a tanning bed for 10 to 15 minutes just to get your vitamin D up is one way to go. But, and the tanning bed was not on for 3 days. But the interesting thing, they said that what brought their attention was the awful odor, and the room where the tanning bed was, the door was shut. So I guess they're smelling this terrible smell, and that makes them go in after 3 days and find that this gentleman had passed away while in that tanning bed. It'll be interesting to find out, was it, I'm only guessing. I don't know what happened. Did he have a heart attack? Was it a drug overdose? Like, what happened? Because, again, it's not that the gym or the tanning bed did it. It's just he happened to pass away there. But here's my problem. 3 days. He goes 3 days without being found in a very busy public gym. I don't know how many tanning beds they had. There was this one room where the door shuts. I know what kind of room that is, because, you're changing your clothes. Maybe you're putting your bathing suit on and then getting into a tanning bed or whatever. But it makes you think, when you go to public places to get treatments or tans done, and if someone can pass away or die and be in that tanning bed for 3 days, do you think anyone's going in there and cleaning, vacuuming, cleaning out the tanning bed? Like, how sanitary are these things? I think about that. I think it's a tragedy that this poor gentleman, this 39-year-old, I'm sorry, in my opinion, that's a kid. That's a kid. Because I'm not that young, right? that he's not found for 3 days. Family's wondering where he is for 3 days, and they don't find him for that long. I just have a problem with that. Who's the custodian? Does anyone wipe down the beds at the end of the day? Does anyone clean the tanning beds? Like, that should not have been a thing at all. Now, that I have a problem with. And again, the investigation's not over, but I mean, I guess a private business can have their protocols. Maybe they only go in and clean once a week. Maybe that's their protocol. Maybe there's a sign in there that says, please wipe down the tanning bed when you're done. You know, whatever. I don't know the ins and outs, but I just have a hard time. Just like that other story we talked about, that office worker who passed away at her desk and wasn't found for days. Like, is no one vacuuming or taking out the trash, or no one's walking the halls to make sure everyone got out safely? Again, when I close my office, I work at another location. I go through every room. I even look under tables just to make sure everyone's cleared the area before I lock up and leave. I mean, I don't know if this gym is a 24-hour. I didn't look that deep into it. But like, even if it's 3 a.m, wouldn't you just do a walkthrough just to make sure everyone's cleared out? And also, one of, I don't know if it was a reporter or investigator, said like, okay, but the door to this tanning bed room where this gentleman was for 3 days passed. I mean, who knows? Did he pass? Well, he must have, I mean, I don't know, but you know, you're usually not in a tanning bed for more than an hour max. Not that that's safe. So he must have passed away shortly after getting in there, honestly. So is no one checking like at 3 a.m, just going through all the rooms, just, hey, like, why is this door shut for 3 days? Like, hey, I keep walking by tanning bed number 2 and that door is always shut. Like, if you work there, wouldn't be like, that's weird. I don't know, but I feel a lot of people are checked out at work. I don't know if it's quiet quitting. Is that what's happening? Or they're just so into their phones or social media and they're just not paying attention anymore. Because that's bizarre. That is bizarre for someone to be stuck in there for 3 days. And that's why I had to do this, because I just feel we all need to be looking out for each other, paying more attention. I bring that up too because I broke my knee. I have a big brace on. You can't see. I haven't been on YouTube for a few days because I broke my knee on Saturday because I wasn't paying attention. I was working, walking fast. My foot got caught on something. I went flying. All my weight went on my knee and I fractured my patella, a non-displaced patellar fracture. And so I'm supposed to be in this brace and use crutches and the whole thing. But it just goes to show, like, I was so in the zone of like, okay, I'm seeing that patient. I got to run here and do that. And it's like, I wasn't really paying attention to where I was walking, and then I flew and broke my knee. Like, that's a small example. This larger tragedy is you own this gym, you have these tanning beds. People assume like, oh, people must be cleaning these every day. They're safe. I mean, no one's going to walk in on me. Like, oh my gosh, if something happened to me, like I passed out or I was having a medical emergency, someone would come in. Well, apparently not, because apparently you can pass away in a tanning bed and you just go unnoticed for 3 days. I just kind of think it's shocking. I just think, I don't know, I feel sorry for this poor family that had to find out that way, that they were able to track. He entered the gym and he did not leave. He did not go somewhere else. He was there the whole time. It's just such a tragedy, and I can't believe this has happened again. Like a public busy place and goes unnoticed for 3 days. I just can't get over it. And so, I mean, just a piece of positivity then, you know, just a reminder we have to be mindful of our own surroundings, kind of. And I am guilty of that too. Like, I have to be more mindful because falling like that was ridiculous. And now I can barely get around. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm very much regretting that. But really just paying attention, just being more mindful, checking on your neighbors and your friends. And, you know, if someone's been gone for a while, maybe we're not going to assume that, oh, they went off with friends. Maybe we'll text them and check on them. So my heart goes out to this poor family and this young man that just went unnoticed for 3 days in a tanning bed. My gosh, like, who would have thought? Anyway, leave your comments below. What do you think's going on in the world? Like, is this bizarre? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, thanks for being here. See you on the next one.